Welcome to another rebuild. We're going to Italy. We are at Fiorentina. Fiorentina are struggling mid-table, I believe, in the Serie A currently. 9th position and somewhat nearly 15 to 20 points behind the leading pack. They enjoyed their greatest era during the 1960s, and despite not having won anything for 19 years, is that to date? Wow. They have had a very successful history, boasting a total of 15 competition wins, finishing runners-up in the Champions League in 1957 and winning the top division title in 56 and 69, and are 5 times runners-up. They've also won the Cup Winners' Cup in 1961 and finished runners-up once, and finishing runners-up in the UEFA Europa League in 1990. So just them 2 Serie A wins, we need to get them to win it again. It's been some time, nearly 53 years now. They've last won the Italian Cup in 2001, so that's the last trophy they have won, so it is quite some time ago. We are going to be giving about £10.5 million. Status is secure financially, which is good, and a wage budget of £1 million. Their best 11, they've got Jovic up front, Sotil left wing, Gonzalez right, Castrovilli, Bonaventura. They got Amrabat, Biraghi, Igor, Milenkovic, Dodo, and Terracchiano as well in goal. So if we have a look at our side and the squad, it looks pretty big actually, quite decent as well. 3 goalkeepers, 1 out on loan at the moment. Milenkovic, defender, 24 years old, 6'5". Wow, and okay, he looks absolutely amazing. Castrovilli, again, midfielder, he looks amazing as well. 25 years old, pretty young. And he's got a contract up for another 2 seasons, so we're going to have to sort that out. 29-year-old Biraghi, left back. Again, pretty decent. Got a couple of years left in him up to 2024. Again, looks very, very nice. 32-year-old Bonaventura, play we would have to offload. Contract runs out next season. 25-year-old Amrabat, pretty decent. He could take over the midfielder role at least anyway for now. Barak as well. Oh, wow. Why is he out on loan? Optional future fees, 7.25 million. Can we not? If there's a way of taking that off, please let me know down in the comments below, because he looks absolutely superb. Igor, 24-year-old Brazilian, looks pretty decent as well. Left back, midfield, defence as well. 6'1". Could he play alongside Milenkovic? Or would he be our replacement for the left-back role? Gonzalez as well, right wing, left wing. Wow, left wing, he looks even better on left, I think. And one of the last of the better players, I think. Another defender, 6 foot, looks pretty decent. Marking, 15, heading, tackling, good. Potential-wise, like Dodo as well, right back. Most definitely, with some potential there. I think they've got a pretty decent side, I'm not going to lie. If we have a look at our under-20s as well, is anything coming through? Probably not, actually. There's only Freganelli. Possibly could become a star player and potentially better than Biraghi. Staffing-wise, there is a lot of work to be done there, so we'll leave it up to the staff and the chairman to sort that out. Finances, they've only got 16 million in the bank. Any debts? £26.5 million net debt. They have got a loan. And Club Vision, increase the commercial revenue, sign players to sell for a profit, work within the wage budget, challenge for the UEFA Conference League, so not very high expectations there. Record a Serie A top half finish and reach the latter stages of the Italian Cup. So if we have a look at the domestic positioning over the past few years, they have been outside the top 10, reaching 7th in 21-22, and they have been inside the top 10 pre-18-19, and then it's gone a little bit pear-shaped after that. So let's go and pick our best players, pick a squad, and see if we can either try and bring somebody else in or do with what we have. Right, we only made the 1 transfer this window, and we bring in a midfielder. He can play a cam role, and he can play in midfield. It is the young man, 22-year-old Yassine Adli. Advanced playmaker, central midfielder, Mezzala, DLP, you've got it. And first touch is absolutely fantastic. Great passing skills also, good technique. Mentals look pretty nice as well, and great physicals also. We bring him in from one of our rivals from Milan for 8.25, so they make a little bit of a loss on him. I think actually it goes up to about 11, about 10 million. He's got a goal for us already in 3 games, which is absolutely phenomenal. And coming from Milan obviously saw something in him, let him go out on loan where he had not too bad season, played virtually every game I think for Bordeaux. But Milan were prepared to let him go, which I was quite surprised at. But he is our early additional signing, along with what was already done. Bonaventura and Biraghi as well. They've all left also, which brought in some more money, which there wasn't really much out there. So in the end, what we did, we transferred some of that transfer money into wages, and we signed some of the bigger players like Milenkovic, Castrovilli, Amrabat as well. Young players, we've got them on a longer deal as well, so I'm quite happy with that. So that's what we're going to intend to do. So when it comes to renewals next season, it's not going to be that many if we decide to keep them. Tactically, we are going to be using a DM position with a ball-winning midfielder on defence, box-to-box, and a DLP, with Adley taking that role currently. Sotil is going to be on the right-hand side. He's a youngster as well, 23-year-old. I want to see how much he progresses this season, if at all. He looks like he's got some very, very good stats, and he's got a great potential also. At the back, we've got 2 great defenders, Igor Milenkovic with Golini in goal. We did try to look for another goalkeeper. There was nothing or nobody available, so we'll see how he gets on. I don't think he's going to progress that much, so it will be a case of looking for another one when, if and when we can. Up top, we're going to have Jovic. He is our striker, and I'm quite happy with how well he's progressing already. 14 finishing, not bad physicals at all. 2 goals for us already this season in 3 games. So he's already beat last season at Real Madrid, and to get him on a free as well, phenomenal. So far, pre-season has been a hit and miss, really. We do lose to Espanyol before we changed it around a little bit, and then we kind of stabilised a little bit as well. With a win against Milan and the draw with Atalanta, which it still strikes me as strange playing against your rivals in friendlies. It really is. Sassuolo, we win 1-0. We qualify for the Europa Conference League by beating Obarak 5-2 overall. We draw with Roma 1-1 in between time, and we lose to Atalanta 2-1 in the league. We are lying in 11th position currently, 5 points off the pace, but we're only 2 points off European spots. We have drawn Dnipro, Levski and Kupus as well. We enter the 3rd round, and just out of interest, where are we lying in the preview for this season? 8th position, so nothing's really changed. 33-1. We just brought in an extra player, and an extra young player that can hopefully grow into that position. So let's go ahead and simulate season 1. We'll come back and see what we've done. Well, it appears like the media have got it spot on. We finished in 8th position, which isn't too bad. I guess we just missed out on European qualification. 18 wins, 13 losses, which is quite considerably higher than last season, I believe. But our main problem is scoring goals. 49 goals scored, 40 conceded, and 61 points, 3 off a European spot. Immobile finishes the golden boot in the division with Osman of Napoli as well, and Vlahovic of Juventus. If we could get one of them 3 players, that would have been phenomenal, I would think. So looking at some of the results and how did the trend go, it was a little bit of a hit and miss, really, to be fair. September was okay. We beat Inter 2-1 actually, which is quite nice. Juventus we lose to 3-0 the week after, which is odd. We do have an unbeaten run there as well. We lose to Milan, but we do beat Lazio, and we lose to Napoli there. We have a spat where we lose 4 games on the bounce. Well, Juventus, Inter, Roma, Atalanta. I mean, that's a tough call of the games there, though. Sampdoria, we get back to winning ways 2-0. Then lose to Milan, lose to Cremonese as well. And then Torino, Lazio and Napoli. Pretty bad results, though, I'm reckoning, towards the end. There's a lot of defeats there, which I think we could have done slightly better. The Italian Cup, we only managed 2 rounds, and we made it to the quarterfinals, losing to Napoli 2-0. The Conference League, well, we finished top of the group, which is good. We didn't lose a game. We won 5 games. Nothing really of note there, to be fair. They're really, really close games, and drawing the one against Levski. But 15 goals for, 5 against. Why can we not have that sort of form in the league. We go to the rounds of 16 and we beat Lugano 4-1 on aggregate. FC20, we only managed a 1-0 victory, and that's in the away leg with a goal from Jovic. After 7 minutes, we get to the semi-final and we lose at 2-1. Losing to Cologne in the away leg in the 65th minute. How did we do in the first leg? We did have to come back from behind to level up in the 83rd minute, so it could have been a lot worse for us. But to get to the semi-final in Europe isn't that bad at all, and that was the only defeat we had though, really, which is a pretty good run. Looking at the squad, and it's Jovic with 28 goals and 19 from Gonzalez as well when he comes back off his injury as well. So them two I'm really delighted with. I mean, 47 goals between them, and nobody else is really near. I mean, half the team scoring goals. It's not pretty, it has to be said. Milenkovic, 50 games, nothing. Wow, but he's delighted playing time. Our goalkeeper Galini, 53 goals conceded in 54. It's not that bad, I don't think. But he played every single game, which is fantastic. Same with Jovic as well, actually. 54 games. So hopefully next season we'll have a little bit more money. So let's go and have a look at that. They are giving us £8.5 million. We have got some movement in the wage budget as well, which is pretty decent. I'm not sure where we need to look at. The goalkeeper, most definitely, and possibly a change of formation, maybe. Going into our second season, we've signed a couple of players, and the first one is Luis Maximiano. Goalkeeper, we lost Golini, I think it was. He went back to his parent company. Well, I wasn't prepared to pay the £7 million. And I don't think he was particularly that great, though, to be fair. But we brought in another one with great potential as well. He's not far off it. It looks really good, actually. And it's only cost us £5 million from Lazio. So he didn't play any games for Lazio. He played for Granada, 35 games. Doesn't really say how much he conceded. But for Lazio, didn't really get anything at all. So we decided to pick him up at a steal of a £5 million. Next up is a forward, Datro Fofana. Another youngster, 20 years old, and his attributes look absolutely amazing. He hasn't scored for us as yet, but he has had a few goals for us in the friendlies, 8 goals in 3 games. We pick him up again, £5 million. We didn't have that much to spend, but £5 million from Mould, who got him on a free. 5 in 11, 7 in 14, 12 in 45 in total. He's got an assist for us already, but I'm hoping he'll score a few more goals. We've had a couple of difficult games at the beginning of the season, so hopefully he'll come into his own eventually. Finally, we decided to go for a midfielder, Matteo Pessina. Yeah, another defender, 26-year-old. We had some money left over in the transfer budget. We decided to pick another one just to bolster our midfield up, at least anyway, and our squad, to be fair. We did lose a few players. And again, stats-wise, looks pretty nice, nicely rounded. 14 caps for his country, and £1 million. That's all it cost us. And yeah, we've used up our budget now, but £1 million, that's a bargain. Ever present though for the teams he's played. I think we got him from Atalanta as well, so another one of our rivals, which we managed to steal a player off. But I think overall he'll do well for us, and he's still got potential to grow as well. So overall, £11 million spent. We do let go of a few players as well. Venuti, the left back, I think it was, he goes for 1.6 to Genoa. Lazio pick up Duncan for 3.9. Lose a youngster, Bianco, and that is it. And a lot of players going out on loan, and a couple of freebies also. Again, we're in 8th position, but now only 50-1 to win the league. So we're getting closer with the odds. We just need to get ahead of Atalanta, Lazio, Roma, Napoli, Milan. A lot of tough teams in there, but at least we're round about the top 10 anyway. But we want to try and get into the European places now. Pre-season went superbly. We didn't concede a goal, and then we started this campaign, and like I said, we had a couple of difficult games, Milan and Inter, a draw and a loss. We do score 2 goals, but conceding 3, so it's not too bad overall. Currently we're lying in 15th position because we haven't won a game and only 2 games played. Let's not stand on ceremony anymore. Let's simulate our second season. We'll come back and hopefully we'll go one better than we did in the previous season and get into the European places. Well, that's a sight for sore eyes. We have managed to break into the top 7. And better in that, we have got into the 5th position and Champions League football. Now, I'm not sure whether we're going to the qualifiers or not, but it's Champions League football at least anyway this season. So I'm very, very happy with the way we've progressed this season. 21 wins, 7 losses. We scored 77 goals. That's nearly 30 goals than last season more. 44 goals conceded. We still conceded slightly more, but I'm not too concerned about that. The goal difference is absolutely huge. And points tally, I think that was 12 points over last season, 61 points last season, and we've managed 73. And we'll just take a look at the league results then. So we did take a loss against Atalanta 3-2. We don't seem to do well against them, unfortunately, but we do storm back with a 5-2 win over Brescia. Some good wins there, with including a win against Juventus 3-2 and a draw with Roma. It is a little bit of a hit and miss, but there's more wins on the board, which is what we want to see. Lazio, we lose 6-1. Wow, that's an absolute thrashing. But we do thrash Brianza 5-0 and Verona 3-0. Atalanta, again, we lose. We just can't seem to beat them for some bizarre reason. And we finish off with a flurry with 7 games unbeaten, including Lazio 2-2 on the last day of the season as well. But we have a 7-3 victory over Udinese. Wow, just spotted it. Who scored for that? Sotil with a brace, Jovic with a hat-trick, Perozzi with 1, and Fofana with 1 as well. And a 5-1 victory the week after as well against Empoli, 5-1. Fofana with a hat-trick, Gonzalez and Gabriel as well. Excellent stuff. That's a far, far better improvement than last season. Yeah, Italian Cup, we don't get past the 3rd round. We lose in extra time as a 92nd minute winner. So disappointing we didn't get very far in the cup, considering we had no European games. However, let's have a look at our squad. And if we go by goals, 24 goals for Fofana, Jovic with 18, Gabriel, again, another striker with 10 goals also. That's not too bad though. I mean, it's shared between 3 strikers, so that's quite good. 24 goals for Fofana in 31, that's pretty decent actually. So what's that? 30, 42, 52 goals between the 3 strikers in so many games. That's pretty good. It's going through the whole team. Again, not a lot of people contributing though, unfortunately. Assist-wise, Castrovilli and Sotil with the most assists there. Fofana getting 8 assists, which isn't too bad within his first season actually, to be fair. But again, not many assists throughout the team. I mean, it's about half. But we do seem to see an awful lot of improvement inside. So going into the next season, we've been, we've not been given an awful lot, because I think Europe had a big play in that. But to only receive £4 million when we're into European football next season doesn't seem an awful lot. Hopefully that'll go up. But we'll see when we go through the window and see if we can release anybody and bring some other players in. The first signing then for season 3, we bring in Marash Kumbala. Defender, centre-back, 6'3", great jumping reach, great heading. He can mark, he can tackle as well, and he's got great teamwork skills. He looks pretty decent, and physicals looks really good. Natural fitness, pace, stamina. He's got it all at the back to be a central defender, and probably a little bit more as well. Passing, I'm going to be playing him as a ball-playing defender. We're trying to play him from the back, so it's always handy to do that. Or unless we stick him as a central defender. But we're going to keep him as a ball-playing defender at the moment. See if he improves. We have got Quartz as well. So if he's injured, then he can come in as well. Pick him up for a measly £5 million from Roma. Roma make a considerable loss on him, in fact. And 2 games for us so far. Looks pretty decent. And our main signing, we tried to get Eddie Nketiah. We went all out to get the money, to sign him. He would have looked absolutely fantastic. And then I think it was West Ham that came in. It was only £10 million as well. And we decided to go for Adam Huzlek instead after we got turned down. Not cheap, that's for sure. £26 million. Got an assist for us already. 2 games for us. He's playing up front. He was a wonder kid in FM22. Don't know how he's going to be in FM23. We'll soon find out. He's got great potential as well. He's at least 1.5 off that already. So, but physicals, it looks amazing as well. Finishing also, and to put him alongside Fofana up front we should be okay. So we spent £31 million. We do let a lot of people go. Mella has gone. He didn't want to sign a new contract, so we let him go. Amrabat, he's gone to Atalanta for 4.5. Yes, a rival. I'm not happy about it, but again, we had to free up places in the midfield. Kone as well didn't really get much game time. He plays up front and can play out on the wing, but we're not using wingers currently. We're using wide midfielders, so decided to cut him loose. And Montano as well, he's gone also. And a goalkeeper, our 34-year-old goalkeeper, Pietro. I did mention we're playing with wide midfielders, and we are playing a 4-4-2. We played this formation last season and got us 5th, and it seemed to do us a world of good. So we're going 2 up front with Hozlak and Fofana, like I say. Pessina is going to start in the midfield. Kumbula, Milenkovic, and Maximiliano at the back. I'm hoping these guys will start producing. Fofana's got 2 goals already, so here's hoping anyway. I don't want to revert back to wingers if we don't need to, but if we get any more great players in, then we may have no choice. Pre-season went fine, and the beginning of the season's gone fine as well. We drew with Napoli, Roma, and then beat Milan, which was quite bizarre, with goals from Fofana and Jovic obviously coming on at some point, but a 92nd minute winner for ourselves. Excellent stuff, and we went ahead. So it's even better. Hozlak still trying to get his first goal for the club, I think. We have drawn Hertha Berlin, Salzburg, Monaco, Barcelona, Newcastle, Tottenham, Liverpool, and Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. If we manage to get anywhere into the top 24 to qualify for the next round, I will be amazed. We are in 7th position starting at the moment. 2 points off the leaders and a 5th spot. So 1st to 5th, won 2 out of 2. And I think we've done reasonably well with a draw and a win. Roma and the win against Milan, which was phenomenal. The season preview, Caesars go down from 50-1 last season. Now it's 33-1, and we're closing the gap up on Lazio and possibly Roma, really, I think. But if we can get a nudge, another place up there, that would be fantastic. Milenkovic, we've got a player in the Dream 11, which is great. I don't know how long he's going to stay there for, but even better. Sotil as well. He's one of the players to watch. And anybody else? Nobody else. So let's crack on to season 3. Let's simulate it. We'll come back and we'll see what we've done. Wow, I don't think 2 players would have made that much difference, but wow, we finished an amazing 2nd position. I mean, from where we started off in 8th media prediction to finish where we did, that is absolutely amazing. To finish ahead of Milan and Inter and Atalanta, Lazio, Juventus even, who drop into 9th position and are not in Europe. I mean, that is just absolutely crazy. We do lose out to Roma though in the end. I think there was a playoff. We lost 4-2 to Roma in the end, which was pretty disappointing, I'm not going to lie. But we did get to a point where we were fighting for the title. And Hozlak as well, 26 goals, 1 behind Osimhen. Gastrovili, 12 assists, the best in the league. That is just amazing. We've not had that sort of thing in the last couple of seasons, so that is a massive improvement. So heading over to the scores then. So what sort of scores did we have? I can see a 4-0 loss there to Inter, but we did have a good run in September. We beat Milan 2-1, Atalanta 3-0. We do lose silly games. You mean Juventus? I don't suppose it's not silly, and Napoli's not silly, but they're games where we're almost there, but still some way off though, to be fair. We have a good run in between time. Roma, we drew 1-1 with them and drew Milan as well. 5-1 against Lazio, Verona 5-0, and then there's obviously that playoff final. That's not bad. We did have a good run in towards the end of the season. The Italian Cup, we go one step further this time. We win 4-1 against Genoa in the 3rd round, then get absolutely smashed by Sassuolo in the quarterfinals 6-2. I mean, that is just that's embarrassing. The Champions League, we finished in 26th position, outside the qualifying 24th, only by 1 point, so it seems 2 wins. Atletico Madrid 4-1 and Newcastle 2-1. Wow. We do draw with Liverpool, Monaco and Salzburg, but lose to Tottenham, Barcelona and Hertha Berlin. Odd results there, but 16 goals scored and 15 against. It's not too bad then. Our squad, 31 goals from Adam there, 25 from Fofana. Jovic comes in with 14. Kwame, who's out on loan, 12 goals. That's not bad in 34 games for the youngster. Well, I'll say youngster, he's 27 years old now. And Jovic, we're probably looking to replace at some point. Fofana's doesn't look like he's improving very much. So let's have a quick look at see what his development is like. Let's see what his progress is. It's dropped. So it came to us a 3. Still a 3, but if we have a look at attributes, it's not gone up by that much. It has to be said. His physicals have gone up slightly. It's disappointing. His development's not really gone up by that much. It has to be said. Adam, on the other hand, wow, he has developed quite well. He's up at a 3.5. Started at a 2.5. So he has progressed very, very well indeed. So looking at her assists then, 14 for Gonzalez, Castroville 13. Pretty much through the whole team this time, which is so much better than before. I'm really, really pleased with that. And Maximino, 59 goals conceded in 49 games in total. How many did he do in the league? 37 and 39. That's good. And 4 of them were in the last day in that playoff final. But 16 clean sheets, so a lot better than the previous season. Just have a look at average ratings. Our best player then was Adam, 7.25, close behind with Kwame, who's out on loan. So for this season, it's not looking any better for us at all. £2 million they've given us. We literally have to keep our same players or sell to bring in. Right, we've been very busy in the market. We've lost a few players and we had to bring some players in. Arden Jashari, I'm not quite sure about him. He wasn't what I expected, but stats-wise, he looks pretty decent. Only £4 million from Leicester, who bought him for 8. Played 20 games for him, 6.56, not too bad, but played in Switzerland previously. Nothing really to shout about, and he was really coming into the midfield just to bolster our midfield up. And 23-year-old, we want to get some youngsters in. And he did have a little bit more potential than that until our scouts got onto him and our coaches, and they've given him that. So I'm pretty disappointed, but whether he gets any game time is another matter. A late buy in the transfer window was Joshua Wagnerman, 24 years old, 12 under 21 caps, no goals to his name so far. But we bought him ready for a fullback. He can play either side, which is perfect. So if any of our 2 main defenders or fullbacks get injured, then he can fit the bill. And not too bad again. Pace and acceleration is pretty good. He's got good crossing as well. So, I mean, maybe we could use him as a wing-back attack. I don't know. But I think this season we are going to be using full-backs to their advantage, which seems to be the main position for our 2 main full-backs, actually. And currently he's injured. So, yeah, that doesn't help matters. And we pick him up from Bayern Leverkusen for £4 million. Then we get on to the next 2 signings, which I thought we needed. And Marco Konisecchi, goalkeeper. I didn't think we needed another goalkeeper, but he came up on the scout report and he looks pretty darn good. He can command his area. I mean, he's only 25 years old, mind. He's younger than Maximo, but aerial reach is pretty good. He's got pretty good physicals. I mean, it just looks good all around. And 1-on-1's 14, which isn't too bad either. £5 million, 2 in 2 he's conceded with a clean sheet already with 1 player of the match award. Obviously playing the best of his ability and the best of his career so far. And finally, midfield. There wasn't really much out there, especially with the money that we were getting or offering. And Salvatore Esposito, I think we got him from Liverpool. I can't quite remember. We did for £9 million. Yeah, didn't really play for Liverpool, even though they bought him. So they passed him on for a double your money profit. So they can't grumble. But he played for Spal in and out of Serie A and B. Not really much going on, but he is a midfielder. So 2 games for us already. And I think he'll do pretty well. Stats-wise, he's got plenty of time to grow. He can grow into a 3.5, which I'm hoping will be a little bit more. So overall, £22 million spent. We do let go of £25 million worth. So if we just quickly go through them. For Fofana, he went to Leicester. They triggered his release clause. We had to lose him. So he's gone. Mandragora, he wanted to leave. He didn't want to sign a new contract, and he was just upsetting everybody. Had a team meeting with everybody else. They're saying, why don't we release him? So we released him. £8 million. Striker Gabriel, he's gone to Galatasaray for £4 million. Kumami, he's gone to AS for 2.2. Quarter, the defender's gone to 1.2 for Krasnodar. And Zukowski's gone back into Lech for £675,000. So you're probably thinking why we didn't replace a striker. Well, we brought De Angelis from our youth team. He's 18 years old. He's got great potential. And I thought, why not start using some of our youth, even if it's just one player, to see if we can nurture him and see what happens. And I think that's what I'm going to do in future rebuilds, is straight from the off, pick one player from the youth setup with the best potential and use him right throughout and see if anything happens, because I'm sure that he is going to be a great player, and he has been tipped of one of the top young players to come through as well. I mean, his physicals look really good, finishing is fantastic. I mean, this is at 18 years old, so hopefully we'll see a great striker in him as well. The odds have been slashed yet again. We were 33 last season, now we're 25 to 1, and we're level with Lazio, so we are getting there, which is fantastic. Milenkovic is our only dream star player. Is there anybody else? Kumbula as well. Plays to watch. And anybody else? No, that is it. Pre-season, fantastic. Wins straight across the board. Milan, we beat 1-0 away from home. And then draw with Juventus, which we had Sotil to get an 82nd minute equaliser. We are in the Champions League yet again. PSV, Copenhagen, Liverpool, Barcelona, Frankfurt, Real San Sebastian, Man City and Leipzig. Well, I'll be surprised if we get out of there, to be perfectly honest. We are lying 5th in the table currently, so let's see how this season develops. Let's simulate season 4 and we'll be straight back. Right, not as good as last season, but we're still in the Champions League place and we finished 4th, 80 points. And only 3 points off the eventual winners, Napoli, with Juventus being pipped right at the very end. And Lazio finishing above us. That's not a bad season, it has to be said. I'm quite pleased with that yet again. We finished ahead of Inter and Milan, who miss out on a European place. Hlazek, he finishes 3rd in the race for the Golden Boot. And Sotil, most assists in the league. Excellent stuff. And something that we shouldn't be proud of, but Milenkovic has got the joint highest yellow cards for the season as well. So how did this season go down then? So the patterns, we lost a couple of games straight off the bat after we come in after the transfer window. We lose to Napoli and Roma straight off. Get on a little bit of a run as well. Torino we beat 2-0. Atalanta we finally beat 3-2 in that game as well. We had a 5-4 win over Ascoli. I'm assuming they were newly promoted. 4-3 over Brianza. So they got relegated this season, but we only beat them 4-3. We do lose to Milan and Bologna, Napoli, Juventus. But we have some very good wins in between. In Sampdoria we smashed 4-1. Sassuolo, we beat 3-1, 4-1 against Verona. Some big scores going through. Inter, we smashed 4-2. Excellent. And then look at that run right at the very end as well. Wow, that's amazing. Was that 8 games winning streak, including a 2-0 win over Lazio. Sampdoria, we smash again. Udinese, 2-0. Roma 2-1. I mean, that is a very, very good end to the season. That's probably what has got into 4th spot, to be fair. And the Italian Cup, we go ahead and win it. We beat Napoli in the final after extra time with Adli netting in the 95th minute equaliser to put it into extra time. And then Braschi, 93rd minute goal. Is he a youngster? 19 years old, the youngster. From the under-20s as well. I mean, we have got some real good forwards going through. And wow, that is superb. Not much potential though, to be fair. Along the way, we did beat Napoli 5-4 in the semi-final over the 2 legs. Milan we beat previously. And then Brescia 2-1 in the 3rd round. I'm really pleased with that. That is so, so good. I'm really, really happy. We've got some silverware finally in the form of the Italian Cup. The Champions League, we qualify in 8th position. Oh my word. I really didn't think we would do that. So who did we beat? We beat Leipzig 1-0, which I'm surprised at. Real San Sebastian, Frankfurt. We beat Liverpool. And we beat PSV. We did draw with Barcelona. But who did we lose? Man City and Copenhagen. We get smashed by Man City, which is probably understandable. But we lose to Copenhagen. I mean, that could have brought us, well, say level on points, but our goal difference was a little bit meh. But, wow, Milan finishing 9th position. They're in the other knockout bit. Barcelona as well, with some big teams, though. So who go out, really? Ajax go out. Salzburg, PSV go out. Real San Sebastian go out as well, Feyenoord and Celtic. In the round of 16 then, we beat Villarreal 3-0 on aggregate, and then we play Man United in the quarterfinals after a close 3-2 loss at home with Rashford getting a brace and Savold getting the other one. We did have Adam and Sito scoring for us to make it a bit closer, and then in the Old Trafford game, it was really won quite easily. They got Hudson-Odoi, wow. And Bruno's still playing. But Adam scores again, and Jovic also. So 7-4 overall over the 2 legs. I'm quite happy with that. Champions League is very, very difficult. So looking at the squad, wow, we've got some goals coming in here. 36 goals for Adam, absolutely superb. And Giuseppe De Angelis, out of the 55 games, he has scored 28 goals. And his progression's grown quite well. At 19 years old, that is superb. I mean, he's still got a 5-star potential. That's just crazy. But Adam tops the billing with 36 goals, 13 assists as well. 15 goals for Sotil as well. 11 for Gonzalez. So our 2 wingers are doing pretty well as well. Not many goals throughout the rest of the team. However, we do have 4 players in double digits. But the 2 forwards, 64 goals between them. That is superb. Assist-wise, 21 for Sotil. That's superb. That's amazing. Adley, 14 with 8 goals. Adam with 13, like we saw. Gonzalez with 13 assists. And assists a bit further amongst the whole team. That's superb as well. And Marco, the goalkeeper in his first season. 49 and 38. Okay, it's not too bad. 8 clean sheets. Wow, he could have done a little bit better, I think. But 71 over 55. I think 15 in the Champions League, though. It's a lot to be desired. I expect him to be a little bit better, but hopefully we'll have him a sweeper keeper this time. But he still looks pretty good. I just want to check on our young forward, though, Angelis. So what's his progression like? So if we look at his development under progress, wow, he's really shot up, hasn't he? That is crazy. So he was a 2-star. He is now a 3-star with so much to give, I think. I mean, everything's going up. I mean, he's just going to be an absolute superstar going into the final season. But I expect him to be around about a 4-star next season. So, for next season, Champions League, after winning the Italian Cup as well, we've been given £30 million and a little boost in the wages budget as well. We should be able to bring in some star players in now. So let's go and spend this money and see what we've done. So how did we spend this £30 million? Well, first off, we bring in Morton Friend up. Midfielder, ball winning midfielder, central midfielder, Corellia. I think we're playing him as a ball winner in this season. He's going to be first on the team sheet. Danish, 17 under 21 caps as well. I don't think he's got any first team caps for his country as yet, but 25 years old. We bring him in for £17.5 million. We wanted to bolster our midfield, and I think we've done that. There wasn't really much out there, especially for our price range. We wanted to bring in 2 players for the money that we had to spend. And we didn't release anybody, so £30 million is roughly what we had, and I'm quite happy to bring him into the team. And our other signing was Noni Madueke, right winger or right midfielder. He doesn't seem to like that position, but that's where he's going to be playing. He can play either side of the wings, which is pretty decent, and he looks good. Stats-wise, looks really good. He's got great dribbling at 17, good composure and flair. Physicals look fantastic as well. And I think he's going to help the team out quite a bit, I feel. But at £20 million, it was quite steep, it has to be said. Although he did have a very good season with PSV last season. And the previous seasons hasn't been too bad either. So if he can replicate any of them, I'll be quite happy. And He's playing at a 7.6 already in the first 2 games, which is fantastic. Pre-season has gone fantastic. It couldn't have gone any better. We've won all our games, including our 2 starts in the league as well, against Torino and Milan with a 2-0 and a 2-1 victory. We have drawn Arsenal, CFR Cluj, Rangers, PSG, Marseille, SV Ried, Barcelona and Dortmund in the Champions League. We are lying 5th in the table after them 2 wins from 2, and we're also in this Italian Super Cup as well, which we haven't been in for quite a while, and we're playing Napoli in the final, so a replica of the Italian Cup final the previous season. We are now 6th in line to win the league, 11-1. Our odds has slashed from 50-1 at the beginning of this rebuild to 11-1, which is absolutely phenomenal. It's a brilliant move. Milenkovic, he signed a new contract. He's still in the Dream 11. Adam Hlazek as well. He's one of the key players to watch. And that's it, which is quite disappointing. So, without any further ado, let's simulate Season 5 for the final time. We'll come back and let's see if we can improve on any more silverware. Well, the final season was not meant to be. We still finished in 4th position, and we're only 7 points behind the eventual winners, Roma, who go ahead of Milan and Inter. I mean, the points are very, very close. We're only 3 points off 3rd, 4 off 5th, and then 7 off Roma. But it's impressive, though. I mean, 24 wins. We still lose quite a lot, but we have scored 74 goals and only conceded 38, which is really, really good and a massive improvement than where we were at the beginning of this rebuild. And Adam is in the top 3 again for the Golden Boot. Finishes 2nd, 6 goals behind Tammy Abraham of Roma, but with 26 goals and ahead of Osman as well. Our new signing, Frienderup, leads the yellow card stakes, so congratulations. And Adam finishes joint player of the match awards as well. So where did it go wrong, if it did at all? We did lose quite a few games with Salento and Napoli, 2-1, very, very close games. I mean, all the games have been pretty close. Juventus and Lazio, again, by the odd goal. We do draw with Inter. Lose to Ascoli. I mean, there's 3 points there that should have been dealt with. Genoa as well. Again, close games. We're not losing by much at all. I think we're in a very good position. And then we have a run of 6 games. Parma, we smash. We beat Lazio. We beat Milan. And we draw with Udinese before losing to Napoli and Juventus. It's the same old teams that we seem to lose. But we do go on another run where we beat Inter, beat Calgary, smash them. In fact, we smashed everybody in April by looks of things. Atalanta, we beat them 3-2. Close call, but we did beat them. At Ascoli, we get our own back on them. We beat Verona 5-2. And we finished with a flurry. As we beat Roma right at the very end as well. 3-1, the eventual winners. So it's a mass improvement on this club. So if we have a look on the trend on the last few, last 5 seasons. So a 4th place, 2nd, a 5th, and apart from the first season we tried, we finished 8th. We have gone back to almost the levels that we were in 2014 to 2012. We're back up there, and we haven't really strayed out of the top 5 for the last 4 seasons, which is really, really good and a massive improvement as well. And we've been scoring goals and not conceding many, so that's a massive improvement also. We reached the final of the Italian Cup and we win that again, and we beat Roma, who we denied them domestic double. We beat them 2-0 in the final with Soto and Angelis as well scoring. I mean, I wonder how well he's done, so we'll have a look at him soon as well. Brianza we beat 2-1, Modena 4-2, Sassuolo 6-2 and 1-1. So 7-3 on aggregate in the semi-final over the 2 legs is absolutely phenomenal. And 42,000 at home for that game. And that's our second trophy we have picked up. Granted, it's not the league, but it is another trophy all the same. The Champions League, we finish outside the top 24, so we do not qualify. 1 win. We beat Cluj 3-0. We draw with Dortmund, Barcelona, and SV Ried, but lose to Marseille, PSG, Rangers, and Arsenal. We had a tough draw this time round, I feel. But yeah, we don't qualify. Benfica on that, we're 9 points off, so really another win probably would have seen us to it, and that's probably our worst showing in Europe for a while, I think. Disappointed, but we do win an Italian Cup, so that kind of compensates for it, I guess. And the Super Cup final, Napoli beat us 2-1 with 2 goals inside the first 36 minutes from Raspadori, and Adli gets 1 back in the 77th minute to give us any sort of a chance, but it wasn't to be for another trophy. So we're close. We're close on all counts, really. Almost the domestic treble, as it were. So, looking at our squad, Adam and Giuseppe, 62 goals between them. 35 for Adam, 27 for Giuseppe, who just is now a 4-star. He is an absolute beast. Wow, I'm absolutely delighted with that. And the 2 forwards are just putting it away for us. I mean, I suppose anybody could do if they're playing up front, but I think we've got a really, really good side now with Sartil and Gonzalez as well contributing, the 2 wingers. Adli just behind them as well, although he does seem to be dropping off ever so slightly. Jovic putting in a shift, but not getting as much game time, but that is really, really good. 15 goals for Sartil, though. Assist-wise, Sartil again leading, with Adam contributing a further 10 goals. So 45 goals he's been involved with. And Friendrup as well, 9 assists, which isn't too bad. I expect a little bit better, but it's not bad all the same. So Giuseppe, how has he done? I mean, he looks really, really nice. I think, wish we had brought him in a lot earlier, I do feel. But over the past couple of seasons, in fact, he was out on loan at Palermo, 4 goals in 17. But look at that, 42 goals, 46 in 92 for us. That is really, really good. 5 assists as well. He is getting just better and better. And at only 20 years old, £7 million. I think he should be worth more than that. And if we just have a look at his progress, he's just absolutely phenomenal. 3-star there. I did predict a 4-star by the end of this season. If we put him in a lot earlier, but he was unfortunately out on loan at the time, he probably would have been a 5-star player by now. But look at that, the improvement's just there to see. He just looks absolutely brilliant. Finishing, he's gone from a 10 to a 14 now over the 2 seasons. I mean, that's, well, over the 4 seasons, but that's a big improvement though. It really is. So that's where we're going to leave it. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Smash a like on the video if you really enjoyed it as well. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. It is free. And it also helps the channel as well. Let me know down in the comments if you agree with any of the signings. Could we have done something better? Could we have changed the formation a little bit better? But I just felt the 4-4-2 just seemed to work a little bit better. I've not used the 4-4-2 in any of my rebuilds. It was always going to go to a default 4-2-3-1 formation, but it was quite interesting to use a 4-4-2. The wingers didn't quite work. We left it wide open at the back, and felt dragging them back really did help with the conceding less goals. And as you've seen in the last few seasons, a 2nd place and 2 4th, and the 2nd place we were fighting for the title in the final game, which was a massive improvement from the previous seasons. But like I say, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again on the next rebuild.